What's your "I'm glad I tried it, but never again" story? I got a tattoo a couple weeks back on my left shoulder. Tons of folks told me it really isn't that painful. It's just a scratching sensation. It's no big deal. So I went for it and got quite a large full-color tattoo. As soon as the artist put the tattoo gun to my skin, I realized I'd made a mistake. The pain is different for everyone, and for me it felt like a hot saw being dragged through the skin. About 5 minutes in, I nearly fainted, thanks to a hot plus humid day. So we sat for 15 minutes, she got me a drink of Coke, and I ditched my t-shirt. We managed to get through the whole thing, which was the most unpleasant 3.5 hours of my life. Tremendous kudos to the artist for her patience with me. Lesson learned: start with a small tattoo, probably without color, which will take less than an hour, just to get a feel for how much it's gonna hurt. Do not go for something big, and certainly don't go alone to a studio 2 hours from home. Hot air balloon. I was 4,500 feet in the air for an hour and a half with nothing separating me from a horrifying death but a wicker basket. I tell everyone to avoid hot air balloons for very good reason. My mom, 2 aunts, and grandfather fell out of one at the 1998 New Mexico Hot Air Balloon Festival. They all survived, thankfully. One lady who they didn't know did die, though. The balloon got caught up in a huge gust of wind, hit 2 sets of power lines, and then the basket separated from the balloon. They fell 30 feet to the ground. My mom shattered her pelvis, my aunts both fractured parts of their spines and broke their feet, and my grandfather broke his neck. Thankfully, they all made full recoveries. My mom limps, but that's it. I shaved my whole ass for a bet back in college. Worst thing ever. When the stubble starts growing in, it's like sitting on a cheese grater. Your ass cheeks chafe real bad. And sometimes when you fart, your ass cheeks stick together and the fart slides up your crack, making a comical trombone sound. I really don't know how girls can function with no or minimal body hair. Camper vanned around the Aussie outback in the midst of summer. It was a beautiful journey treading the razor line between life and death. Lonely, desolate scenery, the friendliest locals when you found them, and every town seemed to have its own speciality in biting insect. Mosquitoes, ants, flies. So hot in the middle of the day that if you made the mistake of walking around, your feet would literally begin to cook in your shoes. We stayed in a shitty converted camper van and pretty much roughed it, except for one day in actual accommodation. It was fun to do once, but getting into our home shower after a week of public toilet sink baths was heaven. Just once, but never again. Pursed my nipples. It was fun, but damn, I'm glad I don't have them anymore. Being scared of seat belts, lace-covered bras, brushing my hair, getting my hair caught in my jewelry. It looked great, but damn, I'm glad I don't have to worry about something hitting my boobs. Also not having to be scared of someone playing with my boobs and sleeping topless. I just don't do piercings. Working at McDonald's, Sweden, I now have high respect for people who work in service, in general. I've learned to be more patient when waiting for my food whenever I'm at fast food restaurants. I know the painful stress they're experiencing, and I won't put them through more by being an impatient asshole. But I will never ever work there again. The stress is horrendous, and people can be real jerks to the employers for no reason whatsoever. Handmade phyllo dough. Everything from scratch, so much rolling. I did it. It was delicious. I will never do it again. I joined the army. Best one-time decision I ever made. I want to learn discipline, fulfill my duty as a citizen, become trained to prosecute war, meet fellow patriots, and grow some damn chest hair. One brain injury, busted ankle, and an episode of year-long psychosis-inducing insomnia later. Well, I'm quite satisfied. I think I'll be a massage therapist for a while. First day in Thailand, family vacation. We're starving, so we stopped by at a restaurant. When we received the menu, none of the things sound really appetizing to me, except for the meal that also happens to be the spiciest on the menu. I figure, oh, what the heck? You always hear people talking about how spicy food is around these parts, but surely that's exaggerated a bit. Even if it's too spicy for me, how bad could it be? My mother tells me I shouldn't take it. My brother calls me an idiot, and not to take it. The waitress warns me that it is very spicy. At this point, all of these warnings only make me more stubborn and committed. The meal arrives, and I remind myself not to drink water once I start eating, because it will make it more spicy. I take the first bite, and it's not too spicy. Second, starting to be quite spicy. I can handle it. I start eating it with a lot more rice. At this point, my eyes are teary, and I need to wipe my nose. I keep eating. My brother starts laughing. Tears are falling down my cheeks. But this is perfect. I love it when a food is too spicy, and you keep on eating. There's a special feeling that comes with it that I can't describe. Finally, I break. My face is full of waterfalls, there isn't any rice left, and the waiters are trying their hardest not to laugh. Water is streaming out of my eyes, but fuck, I was going to finish this meal. But first, water. I knew I shouldn't, but at this point, I'm not thinking straight. I drink the entire glass and keep on eating. Different waiters keep bringing me more water to see me up close. My brother is laughing his ass off. But fuck, I'm going to finish this. Finally, though, I broke. Water was still streaming down my eyes faster and greater than I'd thought possible. I'd stopped wiping my nose ages ago because it just couldn't stop. The entire restaurant, my family and myself are laughing hilariously 10-tense experience and great story to talk about with friends. But I might not be so cocky in the future. A huge burger with 2 giant donuts as buns. To be honest, it wasn't that bad, but that feeling of pure diabetes prevented me from getting another, or even finishing the one I had. Edit. To those of you asking, it was at a music festival in California. It was about twice the size of an In-N-Out burger with Krispy Kreme donuts. Roller coasters that go backwards. I'm not even sure if I'm glad I tried it. It was horrible. Building my own PC and overclocking it. It was a fun experience, especially the OC part. Watching the temperature, adjusting the voltage, checking stability, getting it as fast as possible while keeping the temperature in check and still running stable. These days I don't care enough for those extra few % of performance. But I am glad I did it once. Tasing myself. Growing weed. Jesus, it's hard work. 700 fucking plants, the feeding, trimming, general maintenance of the facility. It was a grind. Upside, I got to pinch about 1/4 pounds out of each harvest. Still, nope. Vacationing in Brazil, apartment broken into, heinous sunburn, traffic, cab drivers, and not a small chance we'd get mugged. Met some awesome people, ate a lot of really incredible food, enjoyed the views and local hospitality enormously, but also heard enough stories from locals to know I got really, really lucky. Mardi Gras on Bourbon Street. It was a ton of fun. But it was also smelly, sticky, crowded, sweaty, and gross. They literally have front loaders to scoop up the trash from the street each night. Went back the NOLA this year out of season, and I loved the city so much more when it wasn't flooded with drunkards and garbage. All sorts of weird food. Most weird things I've eaten I actually like. Organ meat, wild game, very rare or raw meat, that sort of thing. I see something different on a menu, and I'm fucking ordering that shit because I've discovered all sorts of weird shit I ended up loving. But I'll never eat bats again. You know what they call bats? Chicken of the cave. Skydiving. I hated everything about it, but I can say I conquered that fear. Stand-up comedy at an open mic. I enjoyed writing, I enjoyed being on stage once I got my first laugh, and I enjoyed the feeling after getting off stage. But the intense anxiety leading to being on stage was not even a little bit worth it for me. Public speaking is not my forte. Times Square New Year's Eve. It was more like wake up at 6 a.m., breakfast, go stand until midnight. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. We've got plenty more awesome content on our channel, so be sure to stick around. If you feel like sharing your thoughts or experiences, feel free to drop a comment below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest videos. Looking forward to seeing you again soon.